You know what's terrifying about Wilson Fisk in Daredevil Born Again? It's not just his power, it's the fact that he doesn't need to punch anyone anymore. Because in episode 3, The Scales and the Sword, Fisk proves something far more dangerous. He now controls the system, the courts, the police, even the law that's supposed to stop him. And by the end of this episode, we witness one of the darkest moves Fisk has ever made. A decision so brutal that even Matt Murdock realizes something terrifying. This isn't just a fight against crime anymore. It's a fight against an entire corrupted city. So today we're going to break down everything that happened in Daredevil, Born Again, Season 2, Episode 3, explain the deeper meaning behind the episode title, and talk about the moment that proves Fisk might finally be unstoppable. The interrogation that changes everything. The episode begins in a quiet basement hideout. Matt Murdock and Karen Page have captured a member of the anti-vigilante task force. This alone tells you how desperate things have become. Matt and Karen used to believe in the legal system. Now they're interrogating cops in secret hideouts. But the real surprise comes when they remove the hood from the prisoner. The man introduces himself as Alan Saunders, and instead of threatening them, he asks to help them. Saunders explains something important about Fisk's task force. Not everyone inside it actually supports Fisk. Some officers are being forced into it by violent extremists who completely believe in Fisk's crusade against vigilantes. And then Saunders drops the first major clue of the episode, a place called Red Hook. At first, Matt thinks he's lying, but Matt's powers allow him to hear something others can't, the rhythm of Saunders' heartbeat, and the heartbeat says one thing: he's telling the truth. So Matt does something smart. He knocks Saunders out and sends him back to his squad, making it look like Daredevil attacked him, protecting his cover while gaining a new inside source. And just like that, Matt and Karen have their first real lead on Fisk's secret operation, the trial that proves the system is broken. While Matt investigates Red Hook, another battle is happening in court. And honestly, this might be the most disturbing part of the episode, because this is where we realize the law itself has been corrupted. Jack Duquesne, also known as the Swordsman, is on trial under Fisk's new anti-vigilante initiative. But the trial feels wrong from the start. The prosecution isn't trying to prove anything. They're trying to destroy him. They rely heavily on a psychological evaluation written by Dr. Heather Glenn, painting Duquesne as unstable and dangerous, comparing him to violent criminals like Muse. But there's a problem. There's no real evidence. Kirsten McDuffie fights back hard, arguing that the entire case is built on speculation. But the court barely listens, because the verdict was already decided. Duquesne is found guilty. And in that moment, the show makes something painfully clear. Fisk doesn't just control criminals anymore. He controls justice itself. The scales of justice, the symbol of fairness, have been completely tipped. Which brings us to the episode's title, the meaning of the scales and the sword. The title actually reflects the two sides of the episode. The scales represent the legal system, the courts, justice, the law. But in this episode, those scales are completely unbalanced. Then there's the sword. The sword represents force, violence, power, Daredevil. When the system fails, the sword becomes the only option left. And that's exactly what Matt realizes. If the courts can't stop Fisk, then Daredevil will. Daredevil breaks into Fisk's secret prison after the trial. Matt finally gets the information he needs. Using Kirsten's memory of the hidden task force facility and Saunders' keycard, Daredevil infiltrates the base, and what he finds inside is horrifying. Rows of cages, prisoners everywhere, some of them vigilantes, but many of them are just people who crossed Fisk politically. This isn't a prison. It's a black site detention center, proof that Fisk has essentially built his own secret justice system. So Daredevil does the only thing he can do. He opens every cage, chaos erupts, and in one of the best action sequences of the season, Daredevil and Swordsman fight their way through the facility while dozens of prisoners escape. Outside, Karen waits in a car trying to coordinate everything, but she's not alone. A new character arrives, Angela Del Toro. She says her aunt is being held inside. But longtime Marvel fans know something important about this name. Angela Del Toro eventually becomes White Tiger in the comics. So this scene might actually be setting up something huge for the future of the MCU. Together, Karen and Angela help the prisoners escape in a truck while task force agents open fire. For a moment, it feels like Daredevil actually won. But Fisk isn't done yet. Fisk crosses the line. When Fisk learns about the prison break, he understands something dangerous has happened. Witnesses. Too many witnesses, people who could expose what's really happening at Red Hook. And that's when Fisk makes a decision that might be the darkest moment of the entire season. He orders the destruction of the cargo ship Northern Star, the same ship connected to his illegal operations. Moments later, the ship explodes. Everyone on board dies. Workers, crew, witnesses, all gone. And just like that, the evidence disappears with them. This moment is important because it shows the true evolution of Kingpin. Old Fisk would eliminate enemies. This Fisk eliminates entire groups of people to protect his empire. The final scene, and why it's so powerful. At the end of the episode, Matt and Karen are driving away after the rescue. For a moment, it seems like things might finally be turning in their favor.